Hello and welcome to Free Your Compass. This is Francis. Welcome to my podcast. I started this probably around a year ago. The idea was that I was going to do a YouTube channel, basically covering my personal journey to weight loss. Obviously that sort of had its own ups and downs. My viewpoint and motivation changed over time, so it kind of went by the wayside, as well many people's weight loss journeys do. Over time I basically decided that what I really needed to do was be a little bit more broad-based, do something that kind of tries to push across my weird and wonderful ideas and my message a little bit more. So basically the idea of the podcast, have me discussing certain topics, still incorporating the original idea, but I'm going to go a little bit more broad-based. So what you should expect from this podcast is a combination of my personal weight loss journey, what I do that does and doesn't work, how well I stick to or don't stick to my various things. Hopefully give a little inspiration along the way and a little bit of useful tidbits there. Also let everybody know that, well, when it comes down to it, we're all human, and if you fall off the track you can always get back on it. So just to let you know that there are other people out there doing the same thing. So that's one of the ideas there. But because that can be a little bit boring on its own, and because my interests don't actually lie in weight loss, I'm also going to be discussing such topics as mental health, the ins and outs of the self-help industry, philosophy, politics, ancient history, mythology. Essentially the overall basis of what I'm going to be discussing, if I'm going to put it in a nice broad brushstrokes, is the human condition, and my personal viewpoint on it. I find that essentially most people are trying to discover either their place in the world or trying to explain humanity, trying to get to the root of it all, and why am I here, why is things going the way they are. So I'm going to put my own view on that. I'm a very opinionated person. If you've ever met me or seen anything I write or post in the past, you know that I have a very wide range of opinions, and I generally don't fear expressing them. So essentially, if you continue with mine, expect to have a lovely and wild ride as to a broad range of viewpoints on things. I love conspiracies. I don't necessarily ascribe to them as such, but I do believe that the good old conspiracy buff and conspiracy theory has not only its place in urban legend and culture, but while some of them go well over the top in ridiculousness, I believe that, like all things, there's a kernel of truth, sometimes more, in almost all of these tales. So some of those conspiracies that are out there you're going to find, or in my view, are closer to the truth than we're generally willing to accept. If you consider one of the things that I personally believe very strongly in is that the establishment and the established view on things is put there to give us an idea of what the hierarchy wants us to think and believe, rather than what is necessarily the truth. So I believe was stated by Deep Throat in X-Files Best. The best place to hide a lie is in between two truths. So I think you'll find that a very large portion of what we're told and what we believe is similar to that. I'll explore a lot of that, the way out nature of it, the interesting nature of it, elements of it that I think are probably closer to the truth than the truth we've been told. And then mythology, origins of mankind is the areas of that I'm more interested in. You know, those ancient mysteries, you know, where did the pyramids really come from? What about all of those things that indicate that maybe there was a highly advanced civilization in the past that we don't have any genuine records of anymore? You know, Atlantis, the Indus Valley, you know, a lot of stuff out there that we just can't explain, and people just generally skirt around. A word of warning is that you will get a lot of statements from me. They do not necessarily indicate my deepest held beliefs or strongest views on a subject. Sometimes what you will actually hear from me is I will deliberately play a devil's advocate point because I feel that the narrative that is being presented is totally skewed in one direction, and without getting the devil's advocate alternative viewpoints, we cannot see the truth. The truth, I truly believe, is very much a matter of there's one side, the other side, and the truth generally sits somewhere in the middle. Particularly nowadays, we very heavily skewed on it's either that extreme or the other extreme, and everybody forgets that there are actually a massive amount of grey areas and elements on the in-between. I like to explore those in-betweens because I think that to a large degree they're ignored and they're forgotten because they're technically not as inflammatory, and they're probably a lot closer to the genuine truth. So if you are interested in any of the stuff that I've said, and obviously I will probably be a lot more interesting when I'm discussing the actual topics than this was, please tune in, listen, respond, give me topics that you want me to talk about if you like the way I go. And please, thank you very much for listening this long. I'm going to be trying to put forward YouTube videos of this as well, so if you prefer to actually watch a strange person talk rather than just listen to them, there'll be that opportunity for you as well. I'll also have it on my website along with blogs and reviews and a whole range of other weird and wonderful bits and pieces. So thank you very much for listening this long, and please tune in and to my posts to come. Thank you.